Hi friends, Strider66 here, and today I'm going to tell you the story behind the giant concrete teepee that has stood on this property just outside of Lawrence, Kansas for over 90 years. Myself, I've driven past this property hundreds of times, whether I was going camping or traveling back and forth when I lived in Topeka. I remember as a kid, whenever my family would drive past it, I always thought it was something cool to look at, but I never quite thought of the story behind it. Until now. Now, doing some research on the World Wide Web, I was able to find two articles explaining the story behind the teepee and the nearby building with two smaller teepees on them. In the 1920s, of course, highways were beginning to pop up all across the United States, such as Route 66 and US Highway 24 here in Kansas, and many others. A man named Frank McDonald, who was once the athletic director at Haskell Indian Nation University in Lawrence. He also helped collect money when the school's football team was in the national spotlight and get the school a new football stadium. Frank had a great business idea with the highways coming into town to create a service station shaped like a teepee where travelers could stop, get gas, eat some food, buy some unique gifts from a curio shop. I think that's what they were called. Frank also would hire students from Haskell University where they would wear Native American clothing and serve food to people in their cars while they were stopped and getting gas. Oh, and did I forget to mention, at one time there were 14 smaller teepees on the property that people could rent and sleep in for the night. Pretty cool, right? About 7 years later is when the dance hall and the beer gardens were added, which still stands today. Frank at one time was hoping that this Indian village idea would go nationwide, which there were similar ideas across the US at that time, most notably probably the Wigwam village out in Arizona, which still stands today and you can still rent and sleep in a teepee. But like I said, this complex in Kansas opened in 1928 with the Great Depression the next year. The hope of going nationwide didn't happen for Frank. Then in 1935, flooding caused major damage to the property, even washing away 3 of the rental teepees. An even bigger flood came in 1951.
So just to give some perspective on how high the floodwaters were here in 1935 and 1951, here's the 35 one. Now I'm about 5'10", so this kind of gives an idea. This is pretty much my height where the water was. And then 51 was of course a lot higher, and I think a lot of Kansans, the 1951 really had an effect all across the state, all across the Midwest. I know in Topeka, Kansas City, both Kansas and Missouri, the 51 floods is an historic flood that did a lot of damage in a lot of places.
Now I'm not sure when all the rental teepees were taken down or when the gas station closed. You can still see where the pumps stood. Frank's son Cliff said he can remember a line of cars waiting to get in just to get gas at the teepee junction. Frank passed in 1986. His son Cliff passed in 2013, so I'm not sure who owns the complex now. The main giant teepee doesn't seem to be open at all, but according to the sign, you can still rent the dance hall for receptions or other parties. Apparently, this is a popular stop for the University of Kansas students for parties, according to the Lawrence Journal World. Now, don't get me wrong, traveling on the interstate is a great way to get to where you want fast. But one of the reasons I love taking back roads or just taking a different path once in a while is you find places like this and then learn some of the great history behind it. I will put links in the description below telling a bit more information about the teepee junction and Frank McDonald and his son Cliff. I will also pin in the comments where you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook to see more photos and other adventures I've been on. If there is some place you think I should check out next and do a video on, please comment with that below. As for now, it's time to move along.